Hello guys, today's lesson is going to be about the thermodynamic concept of heat. So without further ado, let's get started. What exactly is heat? We understand that kinetic energy of the particles in a given body are what are usually associated with the meaning of heat. But to better understand the definition, let us consider the following example. Let's imagine a hypothetical huge asteroid traveling through space at a high speed. Now every particle of this asteroid is traveling at that specific speed, but practically, if you touch that asteroid, it's more likely to be freezing cold than to be hot. So, the mere kinetic energy of particles found in a body isn't really going to be sufficient enough in defining the concept of heat for us. Therefore, might the energy being referred to as heat be coming from particle collisions if it's not simply kinetic energy? I gave this some thinking, but the whole idea of thermodynamics and heat was predicated on the idea that particle collisions would be perfectly elastic, meaning that the kinetic energy of the colliding particles would remain constant. So it's not that the answer isn't kinetic energy, but whose kinetic energy we are talking about. We need to be able to differentiate between the system and its constituent particles. It's called kinetic energy when the system as a whole has motion, like for example, the asteroid we talked about earlier. It is traveling as one body of system, which means that its motion is like that of a particle in a jar of particles, whereas it's called heat when the particles in the system have motion relative to the system in general. So, we can say that what is a kinetic energy of one body is a contributor of the heat energy for the system it is part of. The asteroid contributes for the general heat energy of the universe because it has motion, but for itself it's called kinetic energy. The same way particles in a jar have kinetic energies which make up the heat energy for the jar, which would be the system. So the more explicit definition of heat would be the total sum of the kinetic energies of the particles in a system relative to the system itself, or relative to the whole set of particles which make up the system. And temperature would be the measure of the average kinetic energy of the particles in that body. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and like my videos if you find them helpful. Until next time, stay safe.